Tony D and Little Joan with a screenwriter's rant on the assessment about a couple, starring Elizabeth Olsen, about a couple who are being assessed for whether or not they'll have a child. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Check out my books. The links are in the description. Comedy horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 16, available at Amazon.com. Don't forget, Kindle Unlimited is free. Well, once again, Hollywood tackles another issue in the most pretentious and incredibly annoying manner I can think of. So this is in the not too distant future. See, people will be assessed of whether or not they can have children. You see, because you got to work in globalist overpopulation nonsense. Elizabeth Olsen, Academy Award winner Alicia Vikander, and Himesh Patel. And so the plot of the movie, it's so fascinating. A fascinating, captivating film for nearly 1,000 reasons. Name one. So, in the not too distant future, you're assessed of whether or not you will be able to have a child. Okay? So you have to get ready, and then the assessor comes, and she stays a week with you, and the couple has no idea what the assessor does or what the process is at all, just that they stay a week. And during that time, the plot of the movie seems to be, she asks a bunch of normal questions and then gets slowly and slowly more into their lives, to the point at which she's taking bodily fluid samples, and then she's spying on them when they have sex, and then the assessor acts like a child in order to see how the two react to her. Okay. I'm not sure what sort of assessment that would actually lead to anything. And again, I feel like this is another anti-family Hollywood movie. Some pretentious character during the dinner party complains about her drink and then talks about overpopulation. Because, that'll be a real problem for the elites, right? Oh, yeah, the rich people, they'll be subject to the same rules as the rest of us. Yeah, Elizabeth Olsen and her rich friends here, they'll all be put to the test. They won't escape, like in real life. The Epstein files are dropping today, by the way. So I feel like this is, yet again, another pretentious artistic piece in which someone from the upper echelons of society makes a film as best they can, based on their in-the-bubble knowledge of events and things, and they think it's oh so interesting and insightful. From the trailer, it doesn't look insightful to me. It looks annoying. So the assessor acts worse and worse and worse, and Elizabeth Olsen is losing her mind, and Patel's losing his mind too. Until finally the assessment's over, and I don't know, I guess they get to have a kid. Who cares? Who cares? Who wants to watch this? Here's a rule in most films. Characters acting like other characters, fake characters, is terrible. It's terrible. So this assessor character acting like a child is so grating and annoying. Does anybody else not agree with this? So when an actor pretends to act, it sucks. It sucks because they're already not playing to the height of their intelligence. They're doing something phony and fake. We all know it's phony and fake. And that other people are reacting to it in any kind of real way. So imagine you had this situation. The assessor comes in and they're doing all this stuff and they act like a child. Wouldn't you just go, What are you doing? Oh, I'm acting like a child, so you know what it's like to have a child. But you're not a child. You're not small. You can't act. You're not acting like a child. I mean, does anybody not have a backbone in this society to just go, no, I'm not playing this stupid game? Oh, but you have to. It's part of the assessment. Oh, it's part of the contrived reason why you're having a movie? Yeah, no thanks. It's just a contrivance, in my view, to talk about overpopulation and to bash families. Oh, see, this couple, they had a happy life before the assessment. You don't want to have kids. You don't want the assessor to come. So, the messaging in this movie is god awful. God awful. You know, there's a reason, if you look back at classic movies, classic plays, stuff like this really doesn't happen in them. Yeah, I know, Joe. They're usually based on very real things that were happening at the time. Um, you know, think about it. I don't have to name them all, but this is what they're trying to be like Star Trek. Yeah, Star Trek. OG Star Trek was written by some of the greatest sci-fi minds of their time. Hold on a sec. She's annoying. What do you want? Here, get lost. Ugh. Star Trek was written. OG Star Trek was written by some of the great sci-fi minds at the time. They were very subtle in their messaging. Sometimes, you know, except for that one episode. This, I mean, what is this? It kind of infuriates me because to me it's dumb, it's pretentious. You know, why even greenlight this? Why? Who thought this would be entertaining? Who is this aimed at? You wouldn't take your girl to this if you were like a teenager, right? You go to horror movies for that kind of stuff, not stories about couples who are married trying to have a kid. It's dark. It's not fun. Maybe if this was a comedy, you could make it work. You could make it all about parenting, and in the end, you know, they get to have a kid, and they get to have lots of kids, I guess. And they realize how stupid the state is. That's another thing, too. Do you ever notice how statism is a theme in a lot of Hollywood movies? It's both at the same time oppressive, but at the same time very, very necessary. You'll note that. Like, this is very, very necessary for some reason. It's not like at the end of this movie they're going to kill the assessor and then kill all the assessors and then, you know, throw over the government because it's so oppressive. I don't think it's going that way. No. But yeah, I mean, I guess you could watch this and pretend you're an intellectual. I guess that's who it's for. Urban hipsters who already made up their minds not to have kids and sit there and in the theater in the dark and nod to themselves. Yeah, I'm smart. That's what this movie feels like. It's infuriating. It really is infuriating to me when they spend millions of dollars on a project and it's basically something a college student wrote, a pretentious college student whose parents are rich and they don't really have any vision. It just friggin' infuriates me. Where's the vision in this movie? Where is it? It couldn't be more globalist and regime oriented. So, yeah, there's nothing daring about this. Nah, this is for elites. So enjoy this movie, elites. Nod in the dark to yourselves of how smart you are. Maybe nod in the dark in your home when you're watching it on streaming, because I don't see this getting a lot of distribution. And yeah, Elizabeth Olsen though still kind of hot. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D, and Little Joan, who really was annoying this video. She doesn't want to sit in any videos anymore. Can't just sit there like a dog. She's sitting on the floor, perfectly happy as a clam. Put her on that seat, and it's suddenly there's a problem. Go figure. Anyhow, I will be at Wren's Coffee House and Bookstore, 11 to 2 for lunch with the Jersey Devil on Saturday. That's 2 days from now. Saturday. So join us for that. Support your local bookstore. And we'll be back with more videos later. Check us out on the green site, the orange site, and the black site as well. We'll see you in the next one.